Hey, what's up? I'm back. And this is not hilarious. My name is Larry. I need to work on my introduction. And I think it's episode 13 or 14 or something. And I supposed to do 2 episodes this week and last week. And I've been slacking off. But at least I did once a week, you know? Honestly, I don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. Now I just froze up. And I've been doing this for about almost 2 months now. And I still freeze up. I feel like I don't see any improvement on the way how I talk. Because I want to do this because I want to learn. I need to practice how to articulate how I talk. And I feel like I don't get any results. But I'm good at looking at the camera though. What's up? What's going on, everybody? Maybe I need to stop being so negative myself, huh? For once. Hey, maybe I am the best. Maybe I'm better than most people that say they want to do a podcast, but then they never started, and then I'm the one who's actually doing it. So you know what? Maybe I'm an action taker. So let's be positive, guys. I feel good. I feel 100%. You know what? I didn't do 2 episodes last week, which was why. The reason why was because that I was sick last week. I feel like shit last week. And on top of that, when you have a kid, it makes it even more worse because they get sick too. And sometimes one of the things about the bad things by having a kid is that you have to take care of them when they're sick. And it's even worse when they're sick and then you're sick. It's probably like one of the most depressing things ever, man. Yet it's so depressing because it's like a little kid that is so dependent on you, it's so weak, and they're just laying there like like they can't do anything, and you have to help them, so that kind of sucks. And that's a lot of things, which is why I don't want a kid, man. Like I think I mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again because maybe every time when I refresh this conversation, I get a new insight on it. One of the things like not having a kid, or reason why I don't want a kid, I mean, don't get me wrong, man, it's a beautiful thing, it motivates you to do better, but it's not for everybody, man. I mean, for sure it changed me, and I think it changed me, but I feel like I miss that time when I can just like do whatever the hell I want. Now, like when I want, even though right now I'm not in a relationship or anything, I can still pretty much do whatever I want, but my time is so limited, and I've taken that for granted. Like I miss those times where it's like, when you have a kid, man, you you have a responsibility. You're responsible for that person, everything. And you can't be like one of those pieces of shit dads where they have like 8 kids or something, and they don't take care of them, or they don't at least like even though they can't pay child support, and they can't even like be there for them. That's so fucking unfortunate. There's piece of shit dads like that. And like this one rapper, Boosie Badazz, and he's talking shit about Dwayne Wade, how Dwayne Wade's basketball player, and Dwayne Wade's son, or I think daughter, his son wants to be like transgender or something. And I guess Boosie Badazz made a comment about that, like a negative comment. And hey man, you got 7 kids that you don't take care of. What gives you like the right to go out and tell people give a negative comment about Dwayne Wade's son? You know, Dwayne is like he's a fucking great dad, man. And he's a great dad, you know, like he's there for his son. Like I don't think he's not he's a great dad, you know. He supports whatever his son, you know, his opinions on things. He just supports his sons in general, you know. I don't know the full detail. I don't get into it. I have things to do, so I don't pay close attention to the details of it. But I get the general story of it, you know. But this guy Boosie Badazz is like, you got 7 kids. You got no right. You know, you know how a piece of shit you are. You got 7 kids and you're not there for them. You know? What a fucking piece of shit, huh? But yeah, man, you got a responsibility. Even 1 kid, 2 kids, 10 kids. You got a responsibility. Like, you got to take care of them. You can't just, you know... I really wonder, man, I envy the guys who's there for the kids and they get to still do the things they need to do. Like go party. Not that, that's a bad example. But like they get to like do fun stuff, you know? Man. Yeah, I miss that, having fun, going clubs, you know. I haven't been for years. You know, I'm busy being, you know, being there for my son, you know, and I make no excuses, man. I was there since the beginning. Since he was born, I take no days off, you know, when it comes to taking care of my son. And you can believe me, don't believe me, I don't care. You know, I'm the one that's there. And for people that judge and shit like that, you know, you got no life, man. I like to judge too, but I like to do it in a fun way. I do like funny hate. I hate on people, but I do it for fun, just to make my friends laugh and stuff like that. You know, I can't give no examples right now. You know, it has to be in the moment. You know, so yeah. But yeah, man, it's one reason why I don't want to have another kid, man. It's just too much responsibility. You have to really be there for them. One of the worst things, I think the bad outweighs the good. You know, for example, like last week, my son was sick for the whole week, and you just feel helpless. It's like, oh, you're sick. And kids are so dramatic. It's like they make my son make it seem like I'm trying to kill him with medicine. It's like, dude, this medicine is going to make you feel better. But he's like, no. He makes it sound like he's being so dramatic about it. Makes it sound like I'm about to kill him or something with it. Like I'm about to poison him. It's like, dude, I'm taking care of you. Take this medicine so you can feel better faster, son. But he doesn't want to. That's another frustrating things when you're trying to take care of your kid, you know? Very frustrating. Story of my life, man. Story of my life. You know, most of my times I just take care of being a father. I work out. And I'm trying to figure things out, man. I'm trying to figure things out, how to be a better dad. Well, I'm always there for him. I know that's a thing that I know that I cannot fail, is being a father. You know, one of the things, the reason why I cannot fail as a father is because my childhood, you know, like, I remember my dad always yells at me. That's like 90% of my memory of him is yelling at me, even when I'm growing up, even till today. You know, that's why like we don't get along a lot. You know, we're like how do you say it? We're like cat and dogs, you know? Yeah, we're like cats and dogs. Like we just don't see eye to eye about most of the time, you know. And then it just comes to the point where like I just thought about this the other day, you know, or I always think about it, but it's weird, you know. It's like I think about like, man, I really envy like some of my friends or some of the people I see, and they get so along with their dad. And it's like me, my dad, you know, we never have, like, I try to remember this. It's weird. I was trying to remember all the good times, but I just cannot find that in my head. You know, when I was a kid, you know, like he just yells at me. I remember I was in second grade, and then I stole something in one of the book fairs things. This is second grade, 1996, 1995 or something. I stole something and I got caught. And I went to the principal's office, and then my dad was picking me up, so he was trying to find me, and then he found me in the office, and then I got in trouble for that. And I remember I came home, my dad hit my hand. I deserved that. I don't think, I still stole after that, you know, later in life. And that's another story to tell. I got big trouble for that one, you know, for embezzlement. Yeah, but my dad hit me in the hand, you know, stuff like that. Yelled at me. You know, if my son did that, I would have a talk with him. You know, I don't think yelling, that's why when you yell at me, I don't take it very well. I'm just gonna be like, oh, you're yelling at me. Okay, well, I'm gonna do the opposite of when you yell at me. I don't take yelling very well. Like, I'm not defensive or anything, but I just like, you seriously, man? You're seriously yelling at me for this? Especially when you yell at me for something that is so pointless, you know? Like, when you yell at me over $30, like my dad did the other day, it's like, what you doing, man? $30. Money comes and go. I can make that. When you yell at me over something so minuscule, then I don't want to fuck with you. You know? Like, I can't fuck with you. Like, when you yell at me over if I lost $1 million, oh, damn, my bad, dude. You know, let me figure this out. Then yeah, I deserve it. I don't mind the yelling, but when you start, that's the thing. A lot of memories with my father is that he always yelled at me over something that is so minuscule, you know, and I hate that. So if my son was to steal of like what I did back in second grade, I would have talked with him and say, hey man, what you doing? Like, why you do that for? And you're trying to figure the kid out, because it's your job as a parent to figure things out. And you have to help them and guide them to figure it out with them. What made you want to do that? You know? And I remember this chick named Han. She kind of pushed me to like, dang, she was kind of bad influence. Kind of, not really. This girl named Han, she's a Vietnamese chick. And she was kind of like a tomboy. And I used to hang out with her back in first and second grade. And like, I remember she was like, yeah, like steal that, you know? I was like, what? Yeah, you can steal that. And then I'm like, okay. I forgot what I stole. It was just something small, like a pencil or something. I think it was a book. And then yeah, she kind of pressured me to do that. That's a bad influence girl. But yeah, if my son was to do that, man, I would have a talk with him, you know? Because I don't think hitting your kid works to an extent, you know? If you want to hit them for a reason. If your son like bullies some other kid, I think you smack him like behind the head. Like, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, I did not teach you that. Yeah. And I don't know, man. It gets complicated because if you're a good parent, your kid wouldn't be bullying other kids in the first place. So it's all about the foundation of things. It's all about if you want to fix something, you got to fix the core of it. You know, if you want your kid to be a good kid, you had to be a good person yourself. You know, that's why like a lot of things that my dad has habits, or my family has habits of getting mad really fast. And I remember I used to have that, and I caught that myself, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be mad over something so small. And I had to change myself. That's why it's so hard to get me mad. Probably the only person that gets me mad is probably my dad. Because, you know, when he's like yelling at me over something, it's just like what? It gets me so heated up, you know, but I keep it cool though. I'm much more better at keeping my cool, man. But you want to fix something, you got to fix the core of it. You know, you it's going to hurt. It's going to be hard at first, but it's going to heal. You know, if your parents is always angry, they always get mad at you and stuff like that, and they're just angry people, and then it's going to rub off on you too. So you're going to be the person that's going to be like that, getting mad over certain things. You know, like alcoholic parents is going to rub off, and then you're going to think that's the right thing to do, and then you're going to start drinking every day like your parents who's alcoholic. You know, that's just an example. And that's how I see it. I think that you want to fix it, you gotta shut down that habit, the bad habits, and develop good habits. That's why it took me a while to really not be an angry person. I think two people that can easily get me mad is probably my dad and my ex-wife. You know, but my ex-wife, I can control it because she's like the enemy. Don't ever let that. I always tell myself, don't ever let the enemy take over your emotions. Because your emotions probably, you know, could be the biggest strength and your most weak point. Because if once that person, the bully, knows how to get you emotionally, they won. They won. That's why don't ever, if you're going through divorce, if you're going through a breakup, don't ever let your ex take over your emotions. And they can do that by dating other people that is hotter than you, or if they're girls, they can date a guy who has more money. They're doing that to stab you right in the heart. And don't let them do that. And how do you do that? You be busy. You be busy doing things. Be busy working on yourself. Okay? You know, like my ex loves to like rub things on me. You know, like it's hilarious because she dated this guy, and she like rub it off me. Oh yeah, he makes a lot of money, and like he makes a lot of money, and you know, he owns like a couple houses, and next thing you know, I got a little birdie. I do have my resource, and a little birdie told me that, oh yeah, they broke up a while back ago, you know. And it's hilarious. It's like, oh, so yeah. Don't let the bullies or people that you don't like tap into your emotions, because that's kind of like the source to almost everything, you know. And just don't let emotions take over you. Make stupid decisions, you know. Be very careful when you make decisions when you're super happy. Always be careful making decisions, man. Don't make decisions with too much emotions, you know? Like when I was dating my ex, man, everything felt so good. Like you're in love and you're this and that, and I let the emotions take the best of me. And I thought the grass was super green, but it's not that green, you know? Um, sometimes being when things are going too good and you feel really good about that, it could blind you from a lot of things. It could blind you from the reality of things. Like for example, when I was dating my ex, back in 2012 summer, everything was going so good for some odd reason. And I remember I was thinking like, man, that's too good to be true. That's too good to be true, man. And I was just like, it's too good to be true, but fuck it. Let's just get married. Let's just think about having kids. Another big mistake is that when you're in a relationship is that you just make decisions and you don't talk about it. We're just like, oh my God, we're in love. We got this. We'll figure it out when we get there. That is a red flag. Don't ever be in a relationship and make decisions like, we'll figure it out when we get there. Don't ever do that. When you make big decisions like getting married or having kids, you have to sit down, talk about finance, talk about the points of view or perspective on raising a kid. How do we do this? How are we going to get there? What are the goals? This and that. And that's the thing that I never discussed. I never sat down with my ex because I was such a fucking bitch, man. Like I never had the guts to say that, hey babe, we need to sit down. She's like, oh, we don't need to do that. So amateur, But you see that side, like, I feel like I'm the person that knows my ex the most. I know her for 8 years now. And I lived with her for a good 4 to 5 years. And I get a clear view of her after we broken up because you see the cycle of behavior of how she does things. And it's so toxic, Even to today, even though she does something good, she's telling me like, I'm going to graduate and I'm going to go to grad school, this and that. I'm like, okay, cool, man. Okay, cool. Good for you. Good for her. As long as I don't, it still sucks because I have to talk to her because we have a kid together, but it's like, okay, good for you, man. I got other things to do. Like this dumb podcast. It's not dumb. Don't be, like I said, don't be so negative of yourself. Man, this podcast, huh? It's like me talking on the phone with you, Yeah, we talk about that Dwayne Wade, talk about fatherhood, talk about parenthood. Damn, I just did a 23 minutes of just nonstop talking. Huh. Yeah. Let me know if I'm talking too fast. I'm trying not to talk too fast. I feel like I was talking fast for the past 23 minutes. But I'm trying to do just for 30 minutes, man. 30 minutes of just me talking to you about life, about relationships, about what's it like being a single father. And I hope that's good content. Staying silent for a little bit. Yeah. What's with this guy? What's with this guy that there's this news like a few days ago? This guy was in an airplane, right? So he's in the back of the airplane and he couldn't recline back. So then there's the lady in front of him reclined back to him. And he keeps hitting the seat, trying to tell her that to recline up. Recline back, recline forward. Because he can't. This guy, is such a bitch. He he's looking, he has his earphones on, right? And then he's watching this video. While he's watching the video on his seat, so he can't recline back, so he's sitting up straight, and he keeps hitting the lady in front of him, like hitting the chair. So the lady's like reclining back, she's just like moving back and forth, like she, like, you know, somebody's hitting the chair, like her seat was like rocking and everything. Dude, that's such a bitch move, you know, like hey man, don't do that. And when you do that and you know you're being recorded, you're never going to get laid, because that's going to go viral. You know? And on top of that, you paid what you get. Okay? If I'm in the back seat like that and I can't recline, I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. Next time, let's not do that. Okay? Next time, work harder and get first class. Okay? That's what you get when you pay economy. When you pay economy, you just basically just pay just to get there. You're not paying for the luxury. You're not paying for any of all that. So you pay what you get for, man. Okay? And then I'm guessing you're going inside America. So, I mean, if it's 5 hours, well, you're fucked. If it's just like 1 hour, you're going to LA to Vegas or something, then it's like, dude, come on, you know? Top of that, the airline sided with that guy. There's two sides of it. People are just like, hey, that lady paid for that seat. Like, she should be able to recline her seat. But there's the other side, like the airline, that was just like, oh, you know, we should ask permission or something. They just agree with that guy. Yeah, you should ask permission. But at the same time, it's like you shouldn't. See, that's a very See, if I was that lady, right? If I want to recline back, I'm gonna go back, and I'm always fuck, man. It all comes down to the core, to the problem. Hey, be fucking nice and be courteous. Have common sense. Have fucking common sense. You know? Like, if I was this lady, if I want to recline back, right? If I want to recline back, I'm going to go to the back and be like, hey, hey man, I'm a little tired. Hey, you okay if I can recline back a little bit? Okay, cool. Or, you know, he's gonna be like, oh yeah, no problem, man. Or, you know, I don't know. That's the way how I would do it. You know, I'll be, hey, is it cool I can recline back? And say, oh, okay, cool. Let me know if you feel uncomfortable. Okay, I'll recline up. You know, I mean, 5 hours. If I'm going to New York from LA, it's 5 hours. Just like, I think I'll just pay first class. Just, you know, like 5 hours is a long time. I want some sleep. So I'm going to pay for something to be as comfortable as ever. So, you know, work harder. Figure out to make more money. That's the thing. That just is that simple. Figure it out. Okay? If you're gonna travel, don't be a fucking cheap ass. You know? Yeah, some people can't afford it. I get it, man. That's why at the end of the day, man, be grateful. Be grateful that I'm grateful that I have a pretty athletic body and I can still do things what I need to do. You know, I have hands. I have working hands, working body. I think I'm in the prime of my physical shape. So I'm extremely grateful for that. But for the people that can't afford it because they're handicapped, if they can't work, and they're just getting money barely just to get by from the government or something like that, yeah, I feel for you, man. I feel for you. That sucks, you know? I guess yeah, that's a fucked up thing to say, but I guess, you know? I yeah, but end of the day, that guy's a bitch though, because sometimes he could have just like talked to her about it. Hey, ma'am, can you? It all comes down to fucking common sense. He could have just been like, ma'am, do you mind like if you can? Do you mind if you can recline your seat up a little bit? You know, I'm getting a little bit uncomfortable. You know, like it's the chair's right there in front of my face and stuff like that. Like, you know, if not, it's fine. You know, I'm sure that if you be nice about it, like people will be like, oh, okay. You know, like dude, you know, like that's the fucking problem with this world is that everybody is such assholes, you know? Like, that's why sometimes the idea of Thanos just snapping his finger because he wants to wipe out half the population wouldn't be such a bad idea. Because there's too many motherfuckers out there. There's 7.5 billion people. I don't think Earth supposed to handle that much people. That's too many people, man. That's way too many people. We need to we need to, I don't know, figure out how the population control. That's fucked up, but 7.5 billion people is too much, man. I'm going on this rant. So I think that's it, man. You know, yeah, that's too many people, you know. So till next time, you know, if I don't do 2 times a week, I'll always going to do 1 episode a week, okay? So guys, have a good day. You know, I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm here. It's like me talking to you on the phone. I go on rants. I talk about life. I talk about fatherhood. I talk about almost anything that comes to my mind, okay? So have a good weekend. What day is today? Today is February the 20th. Cool, man. All right. February 20th to 2020. Huh. Cool. Anyways, guys, girls, everybody, have a good day. This is Not Hilarious. My name is Larry, and I'll catch you guys later.